All right. What's up, YouTube? This is Truckerjim coming to you from Kentucky. Just gonna do a quick little live video. Things have changed since I talked to you guys last. A couple of states and even more degrees of temperature. Let me show you what's going on outside. If you're watching, in the last video, I was coming to you from Alabama doing a 34-hour reset at a Petro, and it was 72 degrees and gorgeous. Not a cloud in the sky. Oh my, things have changed. I better watch my step because it's freaking ice everywhere. This is not snow. Oh, no. This is ice. Icicles. Here's the trailer. I'm doing a dropping hook, but when I dropped my trailer up the hill, it was even icier than this, and I couldn't get unhooked from it. My tires just kept spinning. I had to get a guy on a tractor and a strap to hook up under, under there and pull me out. It took a few tries, but I am out. But I'm doing a 30-minute break. Drove a little over 400 miles to get here on the first part of my shift, which you easily don't get a whole lot better than that. Let me turn this music down before I get another copyright. We got any Led Zeppelin's fans in the house? Don't go. Man, I remember when I was a young man, about 20, 21 years old, I went and saw Sheryl Crow play at a club, and she did a version of this song. It was actually on that Led Zeppelin tribute album back in the 90s. I forget the name of it. But I think I like Sheryl Crow's version maybe even better than Led Zeppelin. Well, let's go to the comments, see what's going on. Hope my audio's okay. Hey, guy, little Viking coach says it's 70 degrees in California. The coldest I've seen it today is 28 degrees. I saw it 72 degrees yesterday, and I'm not even sure if that was the high in Alabama. Probably, I don't know. I know it was 72 degrees. It was 31 last time I checked here. But I had to take 2 detours to get here on 65. There were 2 different sections of it that was closed because of wrecks. 30 degrees is what it is here. And the first detour wasn't too bad. It wasn't bad at all, just had to go through a little town. The second one, it was a country detour. And man, the roads, like on the side of them, there was a strip like this. It looked like it was just straight up ice. So I'm riding in the center until a vehicle's coming, which only happened a few times. But this is going to Houston. I hear there's some bad weather out there. Any of you guys in bad weather? I'm not far from Louisville, Kentucky. So I'm pretty sure the route I want to take is not, well, I wouldn't go through Dallas or any of that to get to Houston. So I'll pretty much go back where I came from, go back through Birmingham and catch 10. And you know what that means, people. Cajun food tomorrow. It ain't gonna happen today. We'll be lucky to make it out of Kentucky. But we should, because I've got how the hell that happened? I've got 2 hours and 53 minutes of drive time remaining. Here's my clock for anybody that cares. And that's been my last few days. Was not really rocking and rolling last week like I want to. There was just, little delays and wait between loads. That hasn't been the norm here for most of my career, but that was the case last week. So hopefully we'll get at least over 500 miles today. But the weather conditions are a little on the frightful side out there. And when I was going my back roads way to get here, I don't know how many tree limbs I hit, because what happens, guys, when, you know, tree limbs that hang over roads, well, they kind of become at least 13 foot 6 inches high because trucks are going by them all the time. So they're kind of either, if they're not cut, they're knocked down then. But when there's ice like it is today, those trees hang down. So I've hit a few hanging branches. And there was a few power lines that looked like they were hanging a little low because of ice. And that's about the last thing I want to do is snag a power line. I don't even know what that would do. I don't know if any of you guys got any experience with that sort of thing, but you can let us know in the comments. And I have got 7 more minutes and my clock is reset. I was thinking about throwing like a chicken breast into the old air fryer while we were doing this, but since I only can drive a couple more hours anyway, and it's crazy weather, and I'm not going to do that now. So we will not be cooking. I did have another meal at the Petro last night. I did some eating on my 34-hour reset. And that's usually the case. That's why I don't really like to do 34-hour resets out on the road. Because you've, I don't know, you got to find things to do to keep yourself busy. But I usually do. I don't spend a whole lot of time being bored. Well, let me check your comments and then we'll all get on with our... Ooh, I see some comments here. Looks cold. Patrick Brooks sent me this shitty weather. Drove through the snow in an ice storm all night from Connecticut to Virginia. Man, I know you're glad you're on break and resting now. That can, that's a little more strenuous than a sunny day driving. Afternoon to you too, Bobby. And we got Hingle saying our audio is good. Little Viking says 8 is dead in Dallas. Icy road crash. Somebody was telling me there's like 70-something cars involved. There's a SUV on top of 2 other cars somewhere around there. Not a good day. I'm glad I'm not going there. I've seen some footage that looked horrible. FedEx truck ramped up into 8 cars. You know, when there are wrecks, it seems to, I mean, I ain't saying FedEx drivers are bad, but they are involved in a lot of wrecks. But I guess there is a lot of them out there, and they're always in a hurry. 71 degrees here, leaving the Charleston yard. Man, home wrecker, that sounds like good stuff. I decided to run 20 coming back to North Carolina instead of 40. Hopefully the weather won't be bad. I say that was probably a good idea, Patrick. I'm going that direction as well. I hadn't really seen any snow, man. It's just ice. And it's 85 in Orlando, Florida. That sounds good. Elvis is smashing the like button. But I guess I'm going to do a quick little, well, let's see, where are we headed? We're headed to the Home Depot. That Home Depot, you always have to be careful. The one in Houston, you have to be careful when you go into it because the GPS is going to tell you to go to the red light and hang a quick right, and that's where it's at. But that ain't it. You've already passed it if you get to that far. The truck entrance is before the red light. It's not extremely visibly marked all that well. I think there is a sign as you're approaching. You better catch that sign because there's not a lot of other indicators. But if you do, I like messed up one time years ago, and it's such a tight little turn. I hit the light pole with my trailer, and it busted my tire, and I had to get my tire fixed, and that sucked. But that's where I'll be going. Let's see, I don't think I have that address in there. We'll take a quick look of the route. Now, for you truckers that use the GPS, always, I've gotten in the habit of, I like to do the compare route when I do it. And, well, there's a couple of reasons, but one reason it pops, actually both routes up with like a pretty large overhead map view, so I can tell at a glance the way that it's suggesting as far as what cities it'll go through and what interstates, that sort of thing. And when weather is an issue, Fallbrook Drive, and it's 8103. Yeah, Home Depot. Compare routes. And what it'll do, the tablets don't take too long to calculate. Some of them older ones. Okay, this is saying we can go through Memphis. Actually, both of them are going through Memphis. And the difference between the green route, damn it, and the blue route, want to go through Little Rock and Shreveport, which I hear that's probably kind of icy. That is the shortest one. It's 942 miles, which that's the way I'm being paid to drive. The other way, go to Nashville, Memphis, and then start headed south through Jackson, Mississippi, down to where like 12 is, and catch 10 going through some Cajun country. It is almost 100 miles difference between those two. And about an hour of time, according to the Rand McNally calculation. I'm gonna have to check the weather report. I'm not sure about Little Rock and Memphis. I have not really. I looked at the weather last night and saw there was an ice storm that was going through the Louisville area yesterday evening, but it looked like it was gonna stop by, well before I get up here, which it did. I just see kind of the aftermath of it. I did not check Little Rock and everything. Anybody want to answer my question? Garage door trucker zoom. 20 below in North Dakota. That's crazy. 20 below? Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to check a little weather report on there to see if I'm going to go a way that is 100 miles more miles. But if it's anything like what I was experiencing a while ago with all kind of backed up traffic and closed interstates and things like that, well, 85 in Florida. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. My time is reset so I can get back rolling. Be safe out there on the highways, guys, especially everyone that's in cold parts of the country. And if it ever gets to the point where you start getting scared, it's probably time to park. But I don't know, I'm gonna try to get a little further down the road before I park. Man, the guy beside me, he's spinning tires. That's what was happening to me when I was trying to unhook a while ago. The tires were just spinning. But he's yanking it on out. So he should be in good shape. All right, see you next time, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Until then, be safe out there and keep on trucking.